Hi, I'm Sproins. Today we'll be starting a new modded world, playing the Xisuminati mod pack. This is a mod pack that was put together by YouTuber Isuma and Joe Tato. It's a mod pack that was meant for those who are newer to mods or whose computers aren't capable of playing the larger mod packs, and I fall closer to that end of the spectrum, so I thought this would be the perfect mod pack for me to try. So here we are. Let's go ahead and create the world. We will call this one World. Very clever and innovative name. We'll play survival. World options, we will leave everything as default and create it. Now basically I'm jumping into this mod pack blind. I've watched a little bit of content involving this mod pack, but overall I really have no idea what kind of mods that it actually has. So this will kind of be a learning experience. And looks like we spawned in the desert. And over here's a little bit of forest. Those are some pretty looking trees. Let's go check those out. So you'll also see down at the bottom left, Aroma Backup has been installed, and that's a separate mod that I added just because with these mod packs you kind of got to be careful. It's possible that you could something could happen and you could lose the entire world. So Aroma Backup is just a really cool mod to just back up your world every so often. Cypress Log. Alright, that's from Extra Biomes XL. Now I do believe Extra Biomes XL just kind of alters the terrain gen a little bit. It basically keeps it vanilla with a little bit of tweaking, and you get things like these cypress logs, so that's kind of nice. You'll also notice we have our books from World Domination with open blocks, so we can click through here and it'll tell us a bunch of open blocks, things that we can craft, the auto anvil, auto enchantment table, etc. There's a lot of pages here. We also have the Tinker's Construct book, which I am pretty familiar with. Oops, most people are. But first, I think I'm just going to play as if this were vanilla for a little bit, just collecting some basic items, such as the crafting table. And then I'll make some basic tools, chop down trees. First, I want to look around a little bit. Okay, there's a blue slime biome. I forget exactly what they're called, but that is where the blue slimes will spawn, which you can kill the blue slimes and use them for, they drop blue slime balls, and you can use the blue slime balls for Tinker's Construct things. So I said I do know a little bit about Tinker's Construct. I kind of want to see if I can find maybe a desert temple. Let's go up here and kind of scout the land. It doesn't look like there's one close by. Okay, so I think I'm just going to look around a little bit, explore, get some basic stuff set up, and I'll be back momentarily. Alright, we're back. A couple things. First of all, you can see in the top right I now have a little map. That's a journey map. When I first installed the mod pack, it was an optional install that for some reason I chose not to install it, so I went back and grabbed that. So now I can, wherever I'm standing, I can press B as the hotkey and type in the name. Let's type in base for a waypoint, and I'll turn it. I can choose the color. I like to choose yellow because it's easier to see against the blue sky. Save it, and now however far away we get, we will be able to see that that is the waypoint that I set, and that's how far we are, and that's the distance that we have to travel. And yeah, it's pretty cool. We can turn this on or off if we want. I'll leave it on for right now. Another thing is I loaded up my resource pack, which is just an edit of Faithful 32 that I did. So the texture, some of the textures will look a little bit nicer, and also the hunger bar looks like watermelons, which is, I think, a lot nicer than the default. Anyway, here's where I've picked for my base to start out. It's the entrance to a cave system. You can see it branches off into two different paths here. This path just leads back up to the surface, but this path over here in this direction, which I've blocked off, leads to a deeper cave system. So I'll be going off exploring that here very shortly. So my first goal is to collect, I believe, 36 pieces of iron, or I have to make 4 iron blocks. Now these I'm going to use to make iron sword and an iron pick. So they're not going to be counted. And the reason why I need the 36 iron ingots to make the 4 blocks, if you know anything about Tinker's Construct, then you'll know why, but I'll explain that as I get there. So that's going to be my first goal. And the cool thing about caving is, at least in these mod packs, you can do this, I believe. You can turn cobblestone into sticks, and then you can use one of those stone tool rods that you create from the cobblestone and a piece of coal to create torches. So that's pretty nice. We don't have to stop. We don't have to like come up here and collect trees to make torches. We can just keep mining as we go along, as we're getting a ton of cobblestone, and we'll be finding coal everywhere. So that's pretty nice. I already have 2, so I need to go collect 34, a half a stack plus 2 of iron, and once I have that, I'll be back, and then we'll get into a little bit of Tinker's Construct. Another cool thing about these mod packs is if you press F7, you will see a representation of where mobs can spawn. If these X's, where they're red, indicates that a mob can spawn anytime, as long as they meet the requirements. If they were yellow, such as on the surface, that means they can only spawn at nighttime. But I like to turn this on while I'm caving, just so I can plant down torches and prevent further spawns here. Thank you, Mr. Creeper, for that. But yeah, that's a cool little thing that you can do with these mods. And it's just F7 to toggle it on, and then F7 toggles it back off. It does create a bit of a performance hit, though, so kind of gotta be careful. But usually when you're caving, it's not so bad. Alright, I'm back, and I have my 4 iron blocks, and we're ready to do some Tinker's Construct work. So I've already built up some of these things. I'm not going to go too into detail in this mod because it's pretty popular, pretty well known. So, right, anyway, we have to go and craft the tool forge, I believe it's called. So here's the tool station. This is the tier 1 tool station, and then we put these seared bricks, and we get the tool forge. And the seared bricks, by the way, let's see if I can bring it up real quick. NEI is so cool. Seared bricks. So we just type that in, and it's showing us a lot of like the other forge microblocks. But anyway, here's the seared brick. We make the seared brick from seared bricks, as it were, and we get seared bricks from grout, which is just sand, clay, and gravel. And we smelt that up, and we get the bricks, and so on. So now that we have this thing, and we can craft the tier 2 weapons and tools. So that's what I want to do. I want to make a hammer, excavator, and lumber axe. So I already went ahead and made the patterns that we'll need. So let's see what we need. First, we'll need 2 of the plates, the hammerhead, and the tough rod, of course. Another tough rod, a binding, another plate, and the axe head. And then the another plate, another binding, and another rod, and of course the excavator head. So we'll make those like so. Let's see let's make some of the plates. It says material cost is 8, so we'll put the plates here and we'll put the materials that we want to make it out of in this slot, and I'm going to make these out of all cobblestone. So I'll make the large stone plate. It'll take 8 of them, as you can see, and then we will have our plate. So we have 2 of those. Next, let's make the binding, or the rod, I mean. So that'll only take 3 cobblestone to make the stone tough rod. So there we go. And then finally, let's make the hammerhead. Hammerhead will also take 8. So we take the hammerhead, and there we go. Those are all the parts that we need for the hammer. So we come over to the tool forge, put them together. Now you can get different attributes based on what you make the parts out of. I'm just going to make stone. It's super easy to repair because all you need to do to repair it is use cobblestone, which is great. It'll also give us stone bound, which means the lower the durability that the stone hammer gets, the faster that it will perform, which is a nice little thing that it adds. Let's name it. And there we go. So we now have a stone hammer, and the stone hammer, what it does is 3x3 area. So if we do this, there you go. and it also has XP. So you can see mining XP, skill XP 9 out of 1,373 or whatever. So every time that we mine, that will go up, and then it will level up. And I think it can level up 3 or 4 times, and every time it levels up, if it's the same as the last time I played with it, it will give us a random modifier. So it could give us like luck, which is fortune, or, you know, it could give us something really bad like smelt, which auto smelt, which is alright in some cases. Like it'll give us all this will be stone. It won't drop cobblestone, it'll drop stone. But some stuff, like redstone, I don't know if in this pack, but redstone, when you mine it, if it has smelt on, it'll drop the thing that it converts to when you smelt it, which isn't really desirable. But it will also, it'll turn like copper ore into the copper ingots, depending on what the pack settings is. Like I said, I don't really, I'm kind of jumping in blind here, so I don't really know everything about this mod, like what it'll do. But that's basically how that works. Hopefully we'll just get like speed and luck, fortune, all that good stuff on this, and not smelt, I'm hoping, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and craft up the other tools. The excavator is basically the shovel version of the hammer. It'll dig a 3x3 area of dirt, gravel, sand, anything that's best affected by a shovel. And then there's the lumber axe, which is similar. It actually does a 3x3x3 area of wood, and it can fell trees. So if we cut at the base of a tree, it will take out the whole tree at the cost of durability. Right, so I'm going to do that, and then after that I think I'm going to take a little break before I go mining with my new tools, and I'm going to go exploring a little bit, see if we can find something out in the overworld to help us out a little bit. Alright, so I'll be back momentarily. Okay, so I'm pretty well geared up, I guess you could say. I have at least iron armor, and I'm ready to go and do some exploring. I crafted this, as you can see in my hand, a sleeping bag. It will let me sleep without resetting my spawn point. So if I'm out exploring and night comes and I want to sleep away the night, all I have to do is place it down and it'll be day, which is nice. Also bringing a little bit of food. I'm bringing a stack of cobblestone and a crafting station so I can repair my tools if I have to. And yeah, so I think I'm just going to pick a direction and go. I guess this way. Well, let's go this way. So I know that, let's take care of this guy too. I know that with villages and Tinker's Construct, villages have a chance to spawn with some Tinker's Construct stuff. For example, the smeltery blocks, which will make it a lot easier to make a Tinker's Construct smeltery. Also, you can get some of the materials that you need, or rather the parts. And yeah, so that would be nice to find. Also, I'm not sure if there are any other type of structures in this mod pack, so we'll have to figure that out. But hopefully I'll find something soon. I'll let you know if I do. And here we have oceans, and lots of oceans. That's one thing I think Biomes O'Plenty does better, is there's actually an option to where you can reduce the number of oceans up to like 100% or something like that, to where there's like absolutely no oceans and it's all land. Because I hate oceans. I mean, look at all that. Well, I mean, a lot of it hasn't loaded in, but you can tell that's going to be mostly oceans out there, where it could be like really cool biomes and structures and stuff. I just really dislike oceans, but anyway, I'm going to keep exploring. Alright, here's a really cool looking biome. It's called Autumn Woods, and you can see up on the minimap it just like exploding with autumn colors. It looks really cool. Autumn Log. Let's actually grab some of these. Autumn Log, right? Whoa, okay. We got lots of saplings. I might have to drop some of these. I tried to keep my inventory as clear as possible, because modded is usually a nightmare for your inventory, especially when like exploring. I wonder if there are, let's see, Backpack, maybe? Crane backpack. Well, there's probably some kind of backpack I could be using, but whatever. I'll just have to be mindful of my inventory. What's this? This is like a little path to a little village. Awesome. And right here, Tinker's Construct Smeltery. This is what I was talking about. So that's awesome. I'm getting a little bit of a frame rate drop. I apologize for that. Terrain Eater. Right click to place torch. And some magical chalk. Alright, we'll take that. Not really sure what it does. Obsidian, I guess, we might find use for. Let's see what the Terrain Eater does. What's that from? Z-Tones. Okay. What should we use it on? I guess this. Okay, it's pretty fast. What is the recipe for this? Hover over with our mouse and press R? Or, well, maybe, I guess there is no recipe. That's interesting. This is a nice little pickaxe. It's definitely faster than the iron pickaxe that I was using. Right click to place torch. Okay. So it played that weird sound and it placed a torch, but see, I don't have any of those torches on my inventory. I'm guessing that takes durability. But it summons a torch out of nowhere, it seems. Alright, so that's pretty neat. It's also getting late. Let's see if we can rest. Okay, so I just used the Terrain Eater on some dirt, and check this out. That's like efficiency 4 shovel, like instant. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it looks like it has a lot of durability. Like it's barely even touching the durability. So yeah, that's awesome. That's a nice little thing to find. I guess I'll definitely be holding on to this one for a while. See how it does on the wood. Not so much. It's still pretty fast, like on everything else. Yeah, alright, so sadly this village doesn't really have much else to offer, but I just wanted to take a moment to point out how kind of awesome the layout of this village is. You can see up here, well, I mean, it's a little weird. With a little bit of like remodeling, I think it could be a really, really cool kind of village. But up here there's like this level up here, and then there's the level down there. Like that's where the Tinker's Construct Smeltery was, right there, and that's of course the blacksmith's house or whatever. But yeah, it's very interesting layouts. But I'm gonna go ahead and get back to looking around and maybe find something else of interest. Alright, so I'm still just kind of looking around, but I gotta say, I really like the terrain generation of this mod pack. It's Extra Biomes XL or something like that. It looks really nice. Like, this is just some plains, and I think it looks pretty cool. Over here we got some more forests, and there's a savanna over there I just crossed. You can kind of see. But yeah, it doesn't look like there are a whole lot of structures. I think there might just be default structures like villages, maybe some desert temples. I haven't seen any desert temples, but I haven't explored a whole lot of the desert, even though I'm close to a really, really big one. There might be jungle temples as well. Of course, I haven't seen any jungles yet either. So I'm going to look around a little bit more, hopefully find another village. But if I don't find anything soon, I think I'm just going to go ahead and head back to the base, which is about 1,500 blocks away. But that's it's no problem. So yep. Okay, I found another village. It has another bunch of these seared bricks, which I'll destroy momentarily. It also has one of these Tinker's houses, but unfortunately it looks like it had some problems spawning in. So we'll just see what it has to offer. How do these do on glass, by the way? Just regular? Okay, we got a few pieces, and the chest despawned, and the chest is what holds the handguard for the cutlass, which is kind of like a hidden feature. There might be a handguard there, but there doesn't look like one. Let's see if we can pick up a handguard. There's a knife pattern, hand pattern, axe, crossbar. So nope. There probably was one, but it must have fallen into this stuff, which if you jump in this stuff, you'll get withered for some reason. So yeah, that's too bad. I'm going to have to clean up my inventory a little bit. There's also a library, so I'll get a little bit of books, but I think that's about enough for exploring for right now. So I'll meet you back at the base. Alright, I was just on my way back and I found another village with even more Tinker's Smeltery blocks and some more books, another library, but this one also has a properly spawned in Tinker's Construct house. So right here we should see the full guard pattern. Now, normally you can't make this. Normally the only way to get this is to find it in the chest, which will allow you to make the cutlass, which is a pretty good sword. So I'll have to... You want to come in here? Alright. It's safe. I'll have to clear out my inventory a little bit more. I'll grab that. And... it's not nighttime yet. And then I'll continue my way back. Alright, we're back at the base. Got all my stuff put away. And... yeah. I think that's going to do it for this video. I know we didn't get a whole lot done today. We just did some exploring. I mean, I found this really cool pick. We got the Tinker's stuff basically set up and ready to go. There's, you know, not much you can do about first episode. Just kind of getting established, getting started. So what I'm going to do now, between this episode and the next one, is go mining with my tools. And hopefully by the time I get back, they should be awesome. Amazing tools, and I should have all kinds of resources to do plenty of stuff with. Kind of got an idea of what I want to do next time. I want to see if I can maybe start a little bit of power generation. So that's something to think about. I usually like to use Ender IO, but this mod pack doesn't have Ender IO. Unfortunately. So we'll probably have to go with maybe thermal expansion. Also, next time I should have some better blocks to build with. I do believe this pack has chisel. Yeah, it has chisel, and it also has carpenter's blocks. So we might be able to make something nice. Maybe expand the space a little bit. I think if I do expand, I want to maybe like drop it down starting here. That way we're not like as exposed. So we can just kind of add on like another room below this one or something. But yeah, that's stuff to think about, and we'll see what we want to do next time. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Alright? Later.